Welcome back, trainers. So in this episode, we're going to be using 3 Sinnoh stones. Now, these Pokemon that I've been saving for the very last are just, they're good. We have Dusknoir, Mismagius, and then Porygon Z. Now I have 3 stones, perfect just for this. Now, something you need to take note of about Porygon Z, unfortunately, I was extremely hyped for this thing, but then it just turns out that for PvP, its movesets, its charge moves at least, are just going to hold it back. So let's go ahead and get into the first one, and then we'll go over their stats and discuss why they're good and why you may not want to use Porygon Z, and possibly why you may want to use Dusknoir or Mismagius. Alright, so first one up is going to be Duskull. I was fortunate enough to actually hatch a 100. So let's go ahead and check this out here. Simply amazing. HP, attack, defense, wow. 100, very nice. Okay, I do have a shiny of its evolution, but we're going to hold off on that because the IVs are absolutely horrendous, and I'd rather use this one right here. So let's go ahead and do this. Quite exciting. So it is going to be a fairly tanky Pokemon when it comes down to it. As far as dishing out the damage, I haven't really I went up against one when PvP first came out, and I don't really remember how that went. I do believe I recorded it, but it didn't really leave too much of an impact, I do believe. But nonetheless, depending on your situation, the Pokemon you're going up against, it could perform quite well if you had those psychic types out there, possibly. All right, so let's go ahead and do this. Sinnoh Stone number 1, and here we go. Exciting. Should have turned on a Lucky Egg, yeah, because I am trying to get that XP now. I don't know why, but it's just nice once you've passed 100 million XP, which I haven't really went over, have I? And there we go. Dusknoir in the, I guess, spirit. I don't know how you say that. So we're going to go over its moves, see how well it performs. Sitting at 1364, perfect for the Great League. So pretty neat looking Pokemon here. Actually, fantastic looking Pokemon with that face and everything. And its stomach even having a face as well. So I will not be investing in a secondary move as far as powering it up. I might hit that power up a few times so it just reaches right under that Great League limit. So it would have that just a little bit better performance. But otherwise, I don't know if I'm going to be investing too much in this. Just kind of wanted to fill out my dex entry. Plus, it's a 100. So let's go ahead and take a look at its stats, and then we'll be getting into those other evolutions. Over here on the trusty Go Hub, let's go ahead and take a look. So it is going to be a pure ghost type with a max CP potential 100% IV, 2,388, attack 180, defense 254, and stamina 128. So it is fairly tanky regarding the defense stat, so that's good. It is going to be a pure ghost type, so it's going to be weak to dark and ghost, resisting fighting normal, bug, and poison. Okay, so let's go ahead and take a look at its moves to see what it has going on here. Obviously no legacies, so it has Astonish and Hex. You're probably going to want to go with Hex. It's going to be bringing up your energy a little bit better. And then for your charge moves, we have Psychic, Dark Pulse, and Ominous Wind. Psychic is not a horrible option, I suppose, if you're going up against poison types, perhaps. Venusaurs that are always being used in different league categories, so that might help you out in whatever situation. Then you also have Dark Pulse, and then Ominous Wind. Now, since it does have a fairly good amount of defense, you may be able to take some of those dark hits and also ghost type hits, and then dish out a good amount of damage to those other psychic types with possibly Shadow Ball that are going to be hitting you hard with their Shadow Ball as well, kind of like Alakazam. So just keep that in mind. Not a bad moveset, to be honest. Ominous Wind is going to continuously happen. Of course, if you were going up against any normal types, you're going to run into very low damage problems there regarding your ghost moves, but then you have that Dark Pulse and Psychic to bring you up. But keep in mind, Psychic is going to take a little bit longer to charge, as opposed to Dark Pulse and Ominous Wind being great to wear out their shields, scare them into using their shield, and then finally chipping away their health, especially with that nice defense. So there you have Dusknoir, a pretty good Pokemon. It is one of the last ones because, like I said, its usability just doesn't seem quite there. I'm sure there's people out there who have a fantastic setup with their team and a secondary move for great coverage. And just for reference, best movesets on Dusknoir are going to be Hex, Ominous Wind number 1, Astonish, then Ominous Wind, Hex, Psychic, Hex, Dark Pulse, Astonish, Dark Pulse, and then finally Astonish and Psychic. Alrighty, on to the next ghost, and that is going to be Mischievous into Mismagius. This is a 15-15-11. Now, personally, if I were you, you may want to go with the most stamina on your Pokemon if you're going to be using them for PvP, because health is a big factor when you're going into battle. So anyways, here we go. I'm going to pick this one. Let's go ahead and take a look. I do have a Lucky of this as well as a Porygon 2, but it's crazy because my Lucky ones out of all the collection that I have for both sets are the worst ones out of all of them. This one's like a 78%. So definitely not going to go with that. I mean, you need the most attack you can get, right? Anyways, so we're just going to go with this highest one here. Already checked it, what it's going to land on when it evolves. It's going to be around 2300 CP, all right? So let's go ahead and do this. Quite exciting. Actually, has been looking forward to this for quite some time. Several times, as a matter of fact, that I was very close to making a video about it, but just didn't, and decided to just hold off and do these last three, because we are, as a matter of fact, going to be doing Porygon 2 into Porygon Z here right after this. All right, so there it is. Really would like to have a shiny one of these, but you know, I'll get it in due time. So there it is. I like this design, really looks good. It has a real creepy looking face for sure. That mouth looks like it's gonna bite ya. Anyways, we have Sucker Punch and Dazzling Gleam sitting at 2215. So it is going to be right there for the Ultra League. Just need to power it up a few more times. So with that said, let's go ahead and take a look at the stats and see how well this Pokemon can perform. Alrighty, Mismagius, let's take a look. It's going to be a pure ghost type, max CP 2615, attack 211, not bad, going over 200, defense 187, not bad at all as well, and then stamina at 155, could be lower. It's going to be weak to dark and ghost type, resisting fighting, normal, bug, and poison. Okay, very good. Let's look at its moves. We'll just go straight down here. So we have Hex and Sucker Punch for his quick moves, followed up by Shadow Ball, Dazzling Gleam, and Dark Pulse. So the movesets on this are actually pretty good. Okay, you're going to be getting stabbed, obviously, from Shadow Ball. It's going to be doing a lot of damage. Going up against those normal types, not going to be hurting them too bad, but that's okay because you do have Dazzling Gleam and Dark Pulse as well to cover that situation. Normal types will not be resisting Dazzling Gleam or Dark Pulse, just neutral damage. You'll be able to also hit those fighting types fairly hard, as well as those dark types that try to go in there and, you know, do a lot of damage to your ghost Pokemon, because that's what you will be weak against. Say a Tyranitar hops into the battle. You have Dazzling Gleam, hit it super hard. They may not use their shield to waste it because, like, oh, it's a ghost. It's going to hit me with Shadow Ball or Dark Pulse. No big deal. Bam, Dazzling Gleam. There goes their Tyranitar. So this is actually looking fairly good. For its quick moves, I recommend Hex. That is going to help you bring up your charge moves with a lot more energy gain over Sucker Punch. All right, but the choice is yours, just giving you your options. Now, let's go ahead and hop into the final evolution, Porygon Z. Okay, so here we are with the Porygons. Now, if you're thinking, why are you using all your Sinnoh stones? Shouldn't you save those? I mean, they're not that hard to obtain anymore, guys. If you're having difficulty getting them, it's just the RNG is not working for your favor. I recommend PvP battles. Also going up, before we take a look at the Porygon, I'm just going to show you. If you don't know by now, also go into battles here at the top when you go into your Pokemon. Battle one of these trainers. It doesn't matter which league you go into. You can go Great, Ultra, or Master. Pretty sure all the rewards are the same. You get one reward from doing the training a day. Okay, so keep that in mind. You're not going to be able to continuously go in there and get better prizes. Also, when you PvP people, 3 times a day you can receive a prize. It is random. Highly recommend that you just lose. I mean, that's it. I mean, it's real. Yes, it's a fact. I keep getting Sinnoh stones if I lose. I also get them when I win too. I feel like it's just RNG once again, but it could be Niantic giving you those Sinnoh stones because you lost. A bit of encouragement, like, oh, you lost. Okay, well, here's a Sinnoh stone. You know, evolve one of these, I'm not going to say OP Pokemon, but extremely nice and usable Pokemon for PvP. Maybe you can have a better shot next time. That kind of consolation prize mentality, but who knows. Anyways, on to the Porygon Z. Let's get this on. So anyways, what I was trying to get at is basically, yes, I'm going to use my Sinnoh stones now, and I'll probably get them right back. But watch. Watch them release Mamoswine, Magnezone, and a few other ones, possibly Glade. And would Glade take a Sinnoh stone? Yeah, you probably would. And watch they do that, and I have no stones, and then it just becomes hard for me to get them. I could totally see that happening. So as you can see here, we have quite a few options to go with. We have Digital Duck, as you may know, has been with the team for quite some time and maxed out. Well, at least it just needs one more. It's like level 39.5. It's literally no point in hitting that last power up. 15 candies, 10,000 Stardust. I mean, come on. But I do a lot of the times. But we're going to skip out on this one. Now, Porygon Z is a special case here, and it's unfortunate for it as well because of its charge moves. Now, they're going to be extremely strong. You're going to have Zap Cannon, Hyper Beam, and Solar Beam for the charge moves. But you already know the dilemma. Those are one charge bar moves, massive. It's going to take a lot of energy to finally get them going, and then once you do, what's going to happen? You're going to be down to half health, possibly. Yes, you're going to be normal type. You're only going to have one weakness, but at the end of the day, you're going to have to use a shield or two, possibly, if you want Porygon Z to put in work. I mean, it really depends on the situation. Maybe you were out there doing Hidden Power and then Charge Beam for your quick move, and then you bring back your Porygon and saved your charge moves, because if you did not know that, when you're in battle, you don't have to use them. If they're almost there or wherever they're at, filled up for your charge moves, you can, switch them, and when you bring them back out, they'll stay exactly where they're at. So you could hold it, or maybe it's going to be your last Pokemon. The opponent has used all their shields and they have no fighting types, and maybe they have a couple ghosts. So, better for you. You're going to take reduced damage and be able to survive longer. This is best case scenario. And then maybe get off that, I don't know, Hyper Beam, onto a ghost. Then you have also Zap Cannon. So they're going to be strong if they actually get hit, the opponent, by your move. But otherwise, what if they just block it? All wasted. But that does not mean I don't like it, because I'm a humongous fan of this thing. All right. I need things that are PvP viable at the moment. So this is a 97%, 15, 14, 15. You know what? Better than 100, personally. So with that said, let's stop all this talking and get in to the Porygon Z evolution. Let's go. So yeah, this is the first one I actually wanted to do. Made a poll on Twitter, and I know people picked for Rhyperior, and I picked another Pokemon. I didn't want Rhyperior. Everybody was going for that. So I went for Shiny Togekiss. Anyways, there's the Porygon Z, looking excellent. Awesome. So there it goes, sitting right underneath the Ultra League. So I'll be able to power that up. Hidden Power Poison. Whoa, let's go. Okay. Not bad. Look at that. Massive damage for Solar Beam. So this thing is looking fantastic. Wow. I'm happy with that Hidden Power Poison type. That's great. Got Toxicroak's going to be able to destroy my Porygon Z, because I'm not going to be doing much damage with that Hidden Power Poison. Now, I could change that, but I'd rather not, because Poison is actually pretty good. So anyways, there you go. I'm not going to buy a secondary move. I will test it out, I suppose. Maybe power it up in a later time. But for now, we're just going to have the Dex entry. And I just wanted to bring you this. So let's go ahead and look at its moves and see what it has going on for it regarding the stats for Porygon Z. Right, so we are over here on Game Info. Let's take a look at Porygon Z's stats. Attack at a whopping 264. So if you do get off one of those charge moves onto your opponent in PvP, unless you're using Zap Cannon against a ground type, or Hyper Beam against a steel type, or Rock, you're more than likely going to take out your opponent, because everything it has, Hyper Beam, Zap Cannon, and Solar Beam, are all massively strong moves. On top of that 264 attack, whoo-wee, Porygon Z is looking fire if you're able to actually hit your opponent. Because if you don't, you just charged up those massive moves for nothing, just to get blocked and then probably finished off there. So that's unfortunate. Max CP at 100% IV, 3,266, so that is looking great as well. It is going to be a pure normal type. Week 2, fighting, and that is it. Resisting, Ghost. So that is a plus for Porygon Z. You only have to worry about the one type weakness, and then you have that resistance as well to Ghost type Pokemon. So if you do have another Ghost, maybe throw in your Porygon. If you had Hidden Power Ghost, you're looking golden. For its quick moves, we have Charge Beam and Hidden Power. Personally, I have that Hidden Power Poison. And then for its charge moves, we have Hyper Beam, Solar Beam, and Zap Cannon. Which one's going to be the strongest out of all those? That is going to be Hyper Beam, okay? Because you're going to be getting stab out of that. Solar Beam would, almost be the most useful after that, because grass types in PvP are extremely good. Okay, so here we are. Let's look at all of my Sinnoh Stone evolutions really quick before we end this video. So we are going to have to go up here so we can see my Roserade. And there we go. Very nice. The shiny one too. And if you don't have this one, I highly recommend you go for it. I don't know what you have priority now, but it's going to be great. And yes, my Stardust is reaching a lower and lower point every time you see me, right? I am out there grinding. I'm just spending it as quick as I'm getting it. As a matter of fact, I'm spending it faster. I'm going to try to stay above 6 million because it's weird to be so low. Like, I spend so much for PvP. It's not insane, but it's just like, yowzers. Really into it. So even Pokemon I don't even think I'm going to use, unfortunately. I know, it was foolish at first. But anyways, here we go. Weavile. Rhyperior. Oh my gosh. I got 2 of these. One for several different leagues here. So there we go. And then Electivire. Very nice. I did switch the move there. Thunder Punch, just like I predicted, is helping me get the edge in battle and wear out their shields, kind of scaring them to think I'm using Wild Charge or something's coming at that Electivire. You want to block it, and they do, and it works. Then we have Magmortar, which I need to change the name. So you see that it's a better than 100 personally for me. 15, 14, 15, 98. Then we have Brick Break for a bit of coverage there under those possible rock ground type Pokemon, getting that fighting type damage. Then we have my Togekiss here, which I shouldn't really be showing all this stuff off. This isn't gonna damage my PvP surprise, but it's there you go, Hidden Power Rock, Dazzling Gleam, Aerial Ace. It's not like you can't watch my videos that when I do PvP and just see the moves there, but the hidden power is kind of a secret there. Then we have this silly little bat here, which is going to be very awesome. Been performing quite well in PvP. Fury Cutter, Night Slash, and Aerial Ace. Yeah, I like it a lot. And then finally we have the Porygon Z. Is that the final one? No, that's not it. There we go. 100. Very nice. Now I do have 100s for other Sinnoh Stone evolutions. It's just their CP was a little bit lower, and the other ones that I had were just better off, or possibly a lucky. A good example is that Rhyperior. I have 2 100, well, a 100 Rhyhorn and a 100 Rhydon, but I didn't evolve those because, well, I wanted to go with the lucky at first because I maxed out, and it's lucky, it looks cool. And I wanted this one to go in the league for Ultra League, right? And this was the only one that would have reached that potential. Everything else was like 4 or 5 points or 100 points over the limit. So anyways, trainers, hope you enjoyed this video. Next is trying to get that Toxicroak. And as we went over a couple videos back, I do have the candies for this one, and I am ready to go, as well as this stacked. And the Crogunks are hatching from the 5Ks if you did not know. Can't wait for that. So thank you for watching, trainers. Hope you enjoy this video. Look at this collection, and I'll be catching you all next time. Take care.